Introduction. Microsoft Excel 2013 workbooks let you do much more than simply store and organize your data. One important task that can be performed in Excel is to summarize the values in related cells. Whether those cells represent the sales for a day at your store, the returns from your personal investments, or your times in bicycle races. You can find the total or average of the values, identify the minimum or maximum value in a group, or perform dozens of other calculations on your data. There are two basic ways to perform calculations in Excel: formulas and functions. Formulas. In Excel, a formula is an expression that operates on values in a range of cells or a cell. For example, is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3, which finds the sum of the range of values from cell A1 to cell A3. Functions. Functions are predefined formulas in Excel. They eliminate laborious manual entry of formulas while giving them human-friendly names. For example, is equal to sum, bracket A1 is to A3. The function adds all the values from A1 to A3. Creating simple cell formulas. Building calculations in Excel is pretty straightforward. If you want to find the sum of the values in two cells, you just type an equal sign, the reference of the first cell, a plus sign, and the reference of the second cell. The formula that you enter appears on the formula bar, where you can examine and edit it. To create a simple cell formula, follow these steps. Select a cell, type the equal sign, select a cell or type its address in the selected cell. Enter an operator, for example, minus for subtraction. Select the next cell or type its address in the selected cell. Press Enter. The result of the calculation appears in the cell with the formula. To view formula, do the following. When a formula is entered into a cell, it also appears in the formula bar. To see a formula, select the cell and it will appear in the formula bar. Edit a formula. To edit a formula, follow these steps. Click the cell that you want to edit. Select the part of the formula that you want to edit in the formula bar. Make changes that you want. Press Enter. Built-in functions. Sum function. The sum function helps us to find totals in a given number of cells or a range of cells. Additions of two or more cells can easily be performed by using the sum function. Equal to sum, bracket number 1, square bracket number 2, and so on. Average. The average function finds the average of a given range, such as the average number of shareholders in a given shareholding pool. Is equal to average, bracket range of cells, or is equal to average, bracket number 1, square bracket number 2, and so on. Count. The count function counts all the cells in a given range that contains only numeric values. Equal to count, bracket range of cells, or equal to count, bracket value 1, square bracket value 2, and so on. Counter. Like the count function, counter counts all the cells in a given range. However, it counts all the cells regardless of type. That is, unlike count, which only counts numeric, counter also counts dates, times, strings, logical values, errors, empty strings, or text. Equal to counter, bracket, value 1, square bracket, value 2, and so on. Max and min. The max and min functions help in finding the maximum number and the minimum number in a range of values. Equal to min, range of cells, or equal to min bracket number 1 square bracket number 2 and so on, equal to max bracket range of cells or equal to max bracket number 1 square bracket number 2 and so on. Cell references. Most formulas that you create include references or addresses to cells or ranges. When a cell address is referred to in a formula, its writing style determines how that cell would be referenced during calculation. When a formula contains a cell address, it is called a cell reference. These references enable your formulas to work dynamically with the data contained in those cells or ranges. For example, if your formula refers to cell B2 and you change the value contained in B2, the result reflects the new value automatically. In one or several formulas, you can use a cell reference to refer to data from one or more continuous cells on the worksheet, data contained in different areas of a worksheet, data on the other worksheets in the same workbook. Example, this formula refers to and returns 0, cell C2. The value in cell C2 is equal to A1 is to F4, cells A1 through F4. The value is in all cells, but you must press Ctrl plus Shift plus Enter after you type in your formula. Equal to sheet 2 exclamation B2, cell B2 on sheet 2. The value in cell B2 on sheet 2. Cell references in Excel are very important. There are 3 types of cell references: relative, absolute, and mixed reference. Relative reference. By default, all cell references are relative references. When copied across multiple cells, they change based on the relative position of rows and columns. For example, if you copy the formula equal to A1 plus B1 from row 1 to row 2, the formula will become equal to A2 plus B2. Relative references are especially convenient whenever you need to repeat the same calculation across multiple rows or columns.
To create and copy a formula using relative references, follow these steps. 1. Select the cell that will contain the formula and enter the formula to calculate the desired value. 2. Press the Enter key from keyboard. The formula will be calculated and the result will be displayed in the cell.
Locate the fill handle in the bottom right corner of the desired cell. Click and drag the file handle over the cells you want to fill. Release the mouse. The formula will be copied to the selected cells with the relative references displaying the result in each cell. Absolute references and mixed references. Unlike relative references, absolute references do not change when copied or filled. You can use an absolute reference to keep a row and or column constant. An absolute reference is designated in a formula by the addition of a $sign. It can precede the column reference, the row reference, or both. Sometimes we need a combination of relative reference and absolute reference called a mixed reference. Keyboard magic. When writing a formula, you can press the F4 key on your keyboard to switch between relative and absolute cell references. To create and copy a formula using absolute reference or mixed reference, follow these steps. Select the cell that will contain the formula and enter the formula to calculate the desired value. Press the Enter key from keyboard. The formula will calculate the value and the result will be displayed in the cell. Locate the fill handle in the bottom right corner of the desired cell. Click and drag the fill handle over the cells you want to fill. Release the mouse. The formula will be copied to the selected cells with an absolute reference and the values will be calculated in each cell. Keyboard magic. Go to Formula tab. Alt plus M. Select an entire column in a worksheet, Control plus spacebar. Select an entire row in a worksheet, Shift plus spacebar. Insert a function, Shift plus F3.